One thing is what devotees had been had coined ecstatic dancing, which basically was running around in circles and turning their backs even to the deities and getting in the circle. Even on the street where people would be, what is this guy doing? They'd be in a circle, looking at each other doing the kirtan, right? So there's all kind of annex like that was going on. 1976 it started, or started before that, 75. And it reached kind of a crescendo of this wild, let's not call it ecstatic, but this wild dancing, right? And so Prabhupada sent down a message right after Mangalarti. It was announced on the microphone, everybody's there, right after the Mangalarti and Tulsi Puja, and announcement is made. Srila Prabhupada is requesting everybody to dance like he taught them at the beginning of this movement in 1965. And we used to people referred to that, as the Swami two-step. Mm-hmm. Hands up nicely, and this way, and that way, and just a simple thing, And we used to, everybody dance like that on the street, you're out Sankirtan, look very nice, everything. But the dancing had gone completely crazy. So later, it got even more crazy. After the time of Srila Prabhupada, they started doing break dancing during kirtan, even in front of the deities, or out in the street in public. And now the big one is, what do they call it?
Mosh pits, I think, right?
Mosh pits or mash pits. It's like pits is all it is. And they jump into the crowd, and this is thing. So when devotees were just kind of running around in circles, and Prabhupada sent down the notice, please stop this, right? And dance as I thought. It was like respectable looking. You can see like a figure, like even the Pope going, some respectable thing instead of this crazy stuff going on. So a few months later, from New Vrindavan, which was a community in Prabhupada's movement, they wrote a letter and said, Prabhupada, since we stopped the, how he worded it, I'm not sure, after we stopped all this, wild kind of dancing, the kirtans are not as ecstatic. And then Prabhupada wrote back to him and said, never mind ecstatic. Okay? Never mind ecstatic. You just dance like you were told. And in his books, he refers to this incident by and similar things that built up before that, because that part was written before this occurred. He called this wild dancing youthful bile secretion. In other words, it's hormone release or whatever. Like a natural drug or adrenaline within one's own youthful material body, thus having really nothing to do with achieving transcendence. So way back when the fracture or whatever it could be called is just a slight deviation, running in circles, a few things. Right? Now here we are 40 years later, 41 years later this year. Mosh pit? Thousands, but there are thousands of devotees in that kirtan. And the gurus and stuff are jumping in and landing and everything. How can they not remember this?